This is our personal Bible study time that I decided to share with other people. Um, I felt like so many couples in this period are confined in their houses and not all of them get along. So, studying about our subject is keys for a happy marriage. I thought that could maybe inspire or help somebody or help some people. And we are studying from this um, booklet from this ministry called Amazing Facts Study Guide. Amazing Facts Study Guide. So, this is a Bible study time about how to enhance or how to have a good marriage. Keys for a happy marriage. They they tell us in this study that divorce is a tragedy. It causes people to have bitter ex-spouses in their lives, broken promises, and confused children because the children are just tossed around. So don't let this happen to your family. And the Bible offers proven guidance to help your marriage last. The Bible has provision for a good marriage. And that comes from God. God, who created and ordained marriage, made provision in His Word about how to build a happy marriage, how to build a happy family. So we're going to go in our study through some keys, different steps that we can take. And the first one is establishing your own private home. What does that mean? A private home is a home where a physical address, a home, an apartment, a house, a place to live. So in this study, they telling us that it is important for a newly married couple to have their own home. I know that this is not what happens in all cultures. In some cultures, um, the young lady that is just married has to move in with her husband and his family. But the best precept for a happy home is for the young couple to establish their own personal home away from their parents' home. And there's a Bible verse in Genesis chapter 2:24 that tells us this: a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Unfortunately, I have something to say about this verse. It has been misunderstood by several people. Some people thought that when it says a man shall leave his father and mother, some people understood that that means cutting ties from their parents. It's not so. It is very important that people understand this verse that cause problems in several families and even in some communities, some cultures. What it's talking about, what Genesis chapter 2:24 is saying, is not saying cut ties separate from parents, but it's saying having leave and go build a home, a new home, into a physical home, and build a family there. That doesn't mean separate from parents, as some people understood. We have to be understand the word. So if parents live in this neighborhood, it's a good thing for the young couple, married couple, to choose the neighborhood they want and live there. But yet they're still part of their families. They cannot cut ties from families because of a misunderstanding of this. Now let's move on to key number 2. Continue the courtship. Continue, revive your courtship into your married life. So many couples think that after the first period of introduction happen, that's it. But courtship should never end. Showing kindness, giving gifts, having meals together, encourage each other, affectionate acts. All those are part of courtship and they shouldn't end in a couple. So, key number 2, continue the courtship into the marital relationship. And 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8 tell us, above all things, have fervent love for one another, for love will cover a multitude of sins. Love will cover a multitude of sins. In Romans 12 chapter 12 verse 10, be kindly affectionate to one another with brotherly love, in honor, giving preference to one another. So it's an expression of kindness to show courtship to one another. And this is something that fuels the love and keeps the love into a marital relationship. Key number 3. Remember that God joined you together in marriage. Once you're aware that your marriage is not only your making, but it was divinely appointed, you see it a different way. You take it more seriously. And here's a comment about this. If love has disappeared from your home, the enemy wants to break apart your marriage by tempting you to give up. Don't forget that God Himself joined you and your partner together in marriage. And God desires you to be happy in your marriage. Matthew chapter 9 verse 5 and 6 tell us, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. So then they are no longer two but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man separate. This verse clearly tells us that a marital relationship, a couple, so remember that God has joined you, that marriage is not only a decision of your own, but marriage is a divine appointed thing, and that's how he's been. That was God's plan for society. Now, key number 4: guard your thoughts. Your thought life is very important as a person. Sometimes the mind can wander around, and one can start wondering, did I choose the right partner? Um, we can always divorce if it's necessary. I can always go back to my mother and live there. Oh, my partner smiled at this person, I don't like it. So we have to control our thought life. That's very important also in a marital relationship. Some thoughts are very dangerous, because that's where the seed is planted for some action that will be negative. Therefore, let's read what the word says about our thought life and how it affects our daily lives. In Proverbs 23, verse 7,